Okay. Hello.
Hi, we're 11th grade full DP students at the SLCS IB Campus.
No, this just showcases the wonderful IB learner profile of caring.
With this video, we would love to give you a tour of the school and how it feels to be an IB student.
A glimpse into a day in the life I sound like a robot. In touring these classrooms, we'll be giving you a glimpse into a day of the life of an IB student at School Lane, as well as how the concepts learned can be used outside of the classroom.
As you follow us along on this tour, we will be transitioning between classes and buildings.
That being said, please... That being said, please follow us through the halls of our schools and listen in for some testimonials from IB students and teachers.
Among Us! Our journey through School Lane begins with a look into our Spanish class. Given IB's emphasis on worldliness and cultural development, Spanish, alongside our other foreign language classes such as French and Mandarin, are held in high regard.
What you got on the card, Louis?
I miss your mom's cooking. I'm down bad right now. Can't believe I lost it.
We were writing Valentine's Day cards, hence Louis's heartfelt message. But it's not all somber writing in this class.
Hi, this is Mrs. Robertson, Spanish teacher. What can I tell you about this class? What I want my students is to learn more Spanish, more advanced Spanish, be able to have a conversation, be able to read and write in Spanish, full Spanish, and also to enjoy this class. For me, the conversation, the repetition, the work, it's paid off when my students speak to me in Spanish and they respond to everything. So that's my goal as an IB teacher.
Some of the activities that we do in class, kids help each other out and we sort of learn from each other. We were able to gather some of the strengths and weaknesses from each other and, work together to solve that problem, and taking turns and reading and looking at different bodies of work and text.
Now we move on to a class with plenty of character, history. We here at School Lane are actually quite lucky as we have two wonderful history teachers on our hands, Mr. Bird and Mr. Dorsch.
Hello, Mr. Bird. I teach DP History and DP Psychology. In my DP History standard level class, my students are more open-minded and have real-world applications by examining different perspectives and points of view of historical events. They also examine change and how people, events, and lifestyles have changed throughout historical events. And students get real-world application skills by thinking about ways that they can make an influence or an impact by what they learned through either talking to their senators, writing to textbook companies, or making small-scale changes to their lifestyles and conversations with others.
The history of the Americas really helps students be more internationally minded, because we don't just take the perspective like some classes do of this is the U.S. history and we're only teaching that from this perspective. We definitely look at different perspectives from the Cold War, just so it's not we're learning about ourselves, but other perspectives from around the world.
What makes this class enjoyable is that the teachers let us communicate and talk to our fellow students around us. And this gives us a better understanding of what the teacher is talking about.
Up next is our biology class, where we're always engaging in fun, hands-on work. Be it caring for fish and frogs or growing plants in our mesocosms, our team of students always manage to do a great job.
In the DP biology class, we look at international mindedness as the fact that we have groups of people all around the world who are experiencing a lot of the same things biologically. We're talking about connecting each other through sharing knowledge. How do we contain this pandemic that we're in right now? How do we understand what's happening to the world around us ecologically and on a molecular level as well. So biology isn't just about one culture or one group of people in a single place, it's about an entire civilization. And it's not just about our species, but about all the species and their interconnectedness as well. And how do we come together as a group of people to ensure that we make the best decisions going forward? And so that kind of brings us into...
What I enjoy about DP biology is that it allows me to gather more insight as to what types of equipment I might use in labs in my future career, which is to become a dental hygienist. And I love how hands-on the class is and how much of a community it builds.
The IB DP Language Arts course helps students develop textual analysis skills and furthers their understanding of different texts. As we focus on both literary and non-literary sources, the course has also allowed students to use their personal, cultural lenses and interpretations to further their understanding of the texts. What are we saying?
IB is the best, yay!
Without me in the DP Language and Literature program offers students a very unique and special opportunity to explore literary and non-literary texts from all over the world, from various time periods, different genres, and it really allows students the ability to do deep exploration and critical thinking and analysis of these texts, especially when it comes to concepts such as context of composition and context of interpretation, where we really come to understand that the time and place in which we live influences the text that we create and the choices we make for them, as well as how we interpret those texts, really allowing students to develop a globally minded perspective.
At the time of filming, we were busy prepping and presenting our parodies of A Midsummer Night's Dream, hence our visible excitement.
Here, and you come in looking like a...
You weren't talking to Robin, dog. That was me. Catfish you.
Moving on, we have Math Applications and Interpretations, a course which aims to further develop students' mathematical knowledge through real-world application and critical thinking skills. We understand that math and technology are heavily ingrained in our society, now more than ever, and we strive to use the concepts we teach to help the students communicate and construct mathematical solutions to real-world problems.
Well, in this class, part of the big push for this class is to get students to gain an appreciation for how math applies outside of the context of math itself, whether it be looking at patterns patterns from symmetry and sequences in art, or repetition in music, or like trigonometry and calculus when you're talking about engineering, or even something as simple as talking about periodic behavior throughout history. In terms of international mindedness, it comes down to looking at how we can approach a problem from a mathematical perspective, whether it's something small scale like talking about sectioning off towns for optimizing fire station locations and jurisdiction within a small town, or even something as big as looking at the impact on global sustainability when it comes to deforestation in the Amazon.
In a similar vein, we have our Math Analysis class, which recognizes the need for analytical expertise in a world where innovation is dependent on a deep understanding of mathematics. We teach students to apply their mathematical knowledge to solve problems in a variety of meaningful contexts. Students also have the ability to construct, communicate, and justify mathematical arguments. Throughout the class, students are encouraged to take a wide range of approaches to math and to explore different mathematical ideas.
Hello, I am Mrs. Nayak. I teach DP Math Analysis and Probability and Statistics in the School Lane Charter School. This is my first IB school, and I'm so proud and with all these students who bring a lot of talent with them, and also I can relate a lot of them with me because I am myself international teacher. I am from India, and I can see in School Lane Charter School we have a lot of different background and a lot of other countries' students who bring really rich culture and a challenge that they have with them, and they really appreciate, and they come here and do their best every day. What was the other question?
Real world application.
Okay. In my DP Math Analysis class and Probability and Statistics class, we do all the examples and all the concepts that relate to real world application. We do a lot of inquiry based learning and a lot of concept that related to real, job world and day-to-day scenarios. So I help, and students even do all the projects and all the summatives towards that. Thank you.
Our DP Film course strengthens students' ability to use critical thinking and furthers their appreciation for cultural, historical, and global perspectives in film.
That since the class explores films from kind of all over the world, or even if they're Western films, they explore themes from around the world, or they take place in different parts of the world. That's how it's preparing my student body to kind of look at, like themes that are happening here are also happening in, like, let's say a movie like Parasite, which is in Korea, or like The Godfather, which is like rooted in Sicily and Italian culture, and then how immigrants come to the United States. And then a lot of these guys are picking stuff of their own during like day-to-day classes. So for instance, say Andrea and Brian, they're exploring like anime and manga, so you've got Japanese culture in a lot of those stories, and then talking about how Japanese approach to filmmaking versus American approach to filmmaking.
I enjoy getting to talk about my favorite movies and shows with people that I don't know and then the people I do know, because I'm going to be a film major and I don't have people that I can really talk to in depth, like on like a technical film standard with. So it's cool to be able to talk to them, and I really enjoy the teacher. He's fun to talk to. And what makes it enjoyable is that I'm in there with my friends, and this is my last year, so it's kind of like a fun class where we can like hang out and do stuff that's not just film. So I'm enjoying being with my friends from my last year.
Students are able to experiment with multimedia technology, which helps further their skills in communicating through different mediums.
I would say, like, if any of these guys feel like they're going to go into photography or filmmaking, or if they want to go into writing or journalism, we're looking at the way films are being made, we're analyzing why the films are being made the way they are, and then we're critiquing the films. So you get stuff that everybody does every day, and if you're interested in like joining those industries, this is kind of a gateway to that, whether you like talking about film, writing about it, making it, editing it, yeah.
And now on to physics, where we're always hard at work developing our skills in scientific calculation and expression.
What do you have to say to the wonderful people at IB? This is your chance to make it in the video.
Zoom in, got a close up, got to see all the emotions.
So a lot of people don't think about the international aspects of physics, but it is a very international subject. If we think about professional physics organizations like CERN in Switzerland, it requires the cooperation of lots and lots of scientists from all over the world. What we do to prepare people for that kind of environment is looking at how we talk about data and how we talk about science in a way that is very standardized across cultures, so that everybody knows what we're talking about. We're not using inches and feet in our country when people in other countries are going to use things like centimeters and meters, and that applies to all of the units that we use all throughout the entire 2 years of physics. And that's just a starting point for what culture means in terms of science for us.
Throw it at his head, not at the lens.
If you ask me, the real world applications of physics are absolutely everywhere. When you think about fields like engineering that build our roads, build structures, build anything that we use requires engineering, and engineering always requires physics. We need to think about how motors work. We need to think about how electricity works so that our lights will turn on every single day without fail. We need to make sure that our buildings are hurricane-proof, earthquake-proof, whatever we can protect ourselves against using the principles of physics that have been given to us by people like Newton and Einstein all throughout history.
Visual arts provides students with extensive information regarding art history and artistic principles.
I got this one. I call it the Lovers. And another one that I like. I got this one.
Do you like a little dry like this?
Yeah, hippie. Let's call it hippie.
This class helps students to freely express themselves, giving them an outlet and an opportunity to not only expand their knowledge regarding the subject, but also expand their artistic abilities.
I feel like I'm not in the headspace for interview, so I'm going to do my best. Okay, I'm so with you. I just got a lot of I'm with you.
Okay.
All right. So with international mindedness, we study all different times of art history all throughout the world, and we also study art all throughout the world. So we gain like sensibilities to cultures, not just locally, but also nationally as well as internationally. So we really value a multicultural understanding of societies and cultures.
The thing I really enjoy about DP art is how like loose and free it is. Like you can just kind of work on this for me, and you can just kind of work on like what you want to work on, and like it's a really nice environment in here. You know, everybody's just working on whatever they have to work on. I'm working on my art. You know, he's working on his art. You're working on your art. It's just like. And we all look at each other's art, and we all like say stuff, and it's a really nice environment. And we have Custrup, he's a great teacher. He's always really good at motivating everybody. You know, even when my art was like mid, he still motivated me, and that improved me, and that gave me the motivation to want to improve. In the first place, I wouldn't be in the art if it wasn't for him as a teacher, and. Yeah, it's a great environment, and being part of like the art collective of this school, like I guess the culture of art that makes up this school, like that section of it is mainly like DP art. Because you go in the hallways, you look at all the paintings and stuff, and it's like, wow, like I'm a part of that. And just being a part of that is nice, and just being in this class, being able to draw and like make art and whatever is always nice,
Up next is environmental sciences, which covers the interactions that we humans have with our environment, with a focus on problems such as global warming. Its broad perspectives allow students to become more self-aware about the actions of themselves and those around them pertaining to our planet.
So this class really is one of the sciences that really lends itself to international mindedness, because we have to examine environments and systems and everything like all over the world. It's very, very, very different than Bucks County, Pennsylvania. We have to go to the Arctic, we have to go to the Antarctic, we have to go to the bottom of the ocean. We have to go to every continent on this planet, and it really lets us take a look at how do people do things, how do people interact with the environment where they live. And it teaches us, we did get to examine how we interact with our environment and how our environment affects us, and kind of foster like that stewardship that we so desperately need.
Of course, there is likely no class that is more IB than theory of knowledge. TOK is primarily concerned with questions and the discussion of them. This unique class really pushes us to engage in thought-provoking conversation and to gain awareness of our own values and those of others.
All right, hi. So they asked me about how theory of knowledge, or TOK,
really helps to tie in cultural diversity here at School Lane. And I think the course is uniquely designed to do it, as we spend a lot of time looking at different perspectives, looking at many different aspects of issues, whether real life issues that are happening now, tying in different philosophical ideas, asking students to dig a little deeper and look for a little more, and to make connections between all of their courses that they're taking at the DP level, to really hopefully enrich their lives and make them really great global citizens.
Now at this point, you've basically seen it all. Our school, our courses, and our rooms. But there's one thing that we're forgetting. The most important part of our school, and what makes it so welcoming. The vibrant characters that call this place home. And I think it's only fair that we give them the final word.
Say hi.
You already asked.
What am I gonna ask?
Oh yeah,
What were we saying?
Why would you choose her? She's been here for like a total of 12 seconds. Like, choose an OG school inner like me.
What? Do you like this wall? What?
Are you being serious?
This is Megla. This is my Valentine. She's my little boo thing.
Okay, let's not
This
do
is my
that.
actual girlfriend, but she doesn't like that me and Megla are boos.
Get away from me.
Thank you.
All the time. Mr. Apel, what do you want to say to the lovely people at IB?
Welcome to our school.
That would have been great if it was in focus. Ryan, Mira, what do y'all have to say to the lovely people of IB?
I love IB.
I love IB. It makes me a better person. It makes me smart and inspired.
Yes, sir.
The diversity of the students here is wonderful, and the students work hard in the diploma program. They really stretch their thinking and their abilities of growing in knowledge.
Wait, keep this.
You know.
Guys, I'm not gonna ask again. Let's go. Work harder.
Oh, come on, work harder.
Well,
She's the best IB student I've ever seen in my life.
Yes.
And what about me?
Except her until you repent.
Yep.
Jason, what do you have to say to the IB people?
You repent.
All I have to say is, hello.
Where do you want to go?
I'm glad to be here.
Yes, sir.
Thank you.
Yes, sir. Jason. Woo!
Yeah, thanks.
Mr. Lito, how many times a day do you get called Mr. List?
At least 5 times.
I'd like to say that I'm honored that you elected me for your president. I'm gonna, serve the best that I can.
Our school is a proud and courageous place. We have cemented ourselves here, even though we haven't been around that long. We have built a community stronger than any other in any other place. And I'm proud to say that I am a school laner. I'm proud to say that we are all school laners at School Lane Charter School. Just start. No, we should get doubles.
Here we have our fantastic, fearless Supreme Leader, Miss Hewitt. Miss Hewitt, what do you have to say to the wonderful people of IB? Tell them how awesome and epic we are.
Okay, yeah, you guys are really awesome and epic.
Hey.
Happy Valentine's Day.
Tell me something, Lewis. Tell me something about IB. Tell me something about School Lane.
Young boy's better. IB, give me them 8s, man. Give me them 8s.
And someone else, I forgot who, are doing it right now.
Take your whole interview, just give me 8s. That's it. That's all I need. 8s. I'm good with 7s. I mean,
yeah,
only
7's not bad.
You know what? If you don't want to be kind to me, I'll take 6. 6 is fine. I'll take a 5. I'm not picky at all.
Yeah, I'm not sure.
That's it. I mean, no less than that. Yeah. IB, if you're hearing, only 6s, please. I'm really tired of getting like 4s and 5s. Please give me a 6.
You're beautiful. You're so beautiful, John.
I'm trying to leave these in.
Did you know that that on average a human head will remain conscious for at least 20 seconds after it's been decapitated?
Yo, what up? It's 2 and 5, Mike. We out here. We at School Lane. We repping the merch. You already know.
Manny!
It's Black History.
Wait, what about me? What about me?
Okay.
Yeah, thank
No,
you.
Rosa Parks. I'm okay. Rosa Parks. Frederick Douglass. What's his name? Jackie Robinson. I went beer. Wasn't for them. You know, Black Panther.
Muhammad Ali.
Muhammad Ali.
Yes, sir. Jamie Foxx. Michael Jackson. Michael Jackson. Yeah, Michael Jackson. Yeah. Jamie Foxx.
Obama.
So, now, with our second and arguably my favorite and I think the most important award, we have Audience Member of the Year. This goes out to the #1 audience member in the crowd who we personally think contributed the most and gave the most reactions and was the most invested into everyone's plays. So, for Audience Member of the Year, I think that there's really only one nominee. Mira Patel.
Yeah! Jacobo! Jacobo, give me something. Come to school lane. It's lit.
So I'd like to talk about DPR. I love Mr. Custrup. He's a great teacher. Top 3 teachers in the school. For any school, Custrup is the top 3.
A 55 kind of millimeter, perhaps.
Sorry, what? What's going on?
I'm trying to see. 1855.
Oh,
That's how large
fantastic.
the lens was.
You have anything you'd like to say to the people, Mr. Dorsch?
Nothing other than all that camera Jim Jab was talking about.
IB's the best, School Lane's the best, our students are the best.
Fantastic.
Thanks, Laura.